guys, how are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling? Welcome to my sanctuary for what has been the last week. This has been my throne. If I sound a little bit out of breath, it's because doing anything takes a lot of effort right now. I just came out of surgery. If you haven't watched my videos, I'll link them in the description down below. Whew. I only just started this video. How am I gonna get through this? By the way, do you guys like my Beyonce and Jay-Z t-shirt? Woo! OTR2. Whew. I actually just watched my On the Run tour video because I love rewatching my concert footage that I have. Ugh, they're just so amazing. But anyways, just so you guys know, if the quality seems different from my last couple of videos, it's because I'm filming on my phone again. Oh, girl. One of these days I'm going to show you guys my ghetto ass setup that I have for my phone, but here's my camera because I can't find my charger for the battery, and I wanted to go out and buy a battery today because I wanted to get things done. Not a battery charger, because that's what I lost. And it's the day before Labor Day, so everything's closed early, and then they're closed tomorrow. So I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna film on my phone. I have nothing else to do, so let's get to it, girl. So it's been a week since I last filmed the surgery video. I've just been focusing on recovery. Once I came out of the hospital, like that was it for me. I guess it hasn't been a full week because I got out of the hospital on Wednesday and it's Sunday today, but you know what I mean. It's been a week since the beginning of the last video, the last vlog. So I wanted to give you guys a little more of an insight on the surgery itself and what had happened, because the video was a little bit all over the place, I thought. It was still like, you know, the basics of what happens before and after surgery. I wasn't able to get any footage during the surgery because there was like 6 doctors there. I forgot to ask my boyfriend. They put me out like that. Like, it was so fast, but I'll get into that in a second. So to make up for any missed answers, or if you guys have any questions that came from that video, I'm going to answer them right now, because I feel like the story still needs to be told of like exactly what happened, how I felt, how everything was going, because I didn't talk a lot in the video. As you can see, I was like if I wasn't sedated by anesthesia just coming out. As you'll see here, I'll put a little clip of that here because I got a clip from my mom right after I came out of the surgery, and I was like so dopey. It was so funny. I'll tell you guys why it looks like this, and I'll show it again when I'm actually telling you this part of the surgery. So it went a little something like this. As you guys saw in that video, and if you didn't, again, link is going to be in the description. The day of the surgery and the days leading up to the surgery, I was very nervous. I was very anxious. I was terrified of being put under. I wasn't grossed out or like concerned about the surgery itself at all. It was the anesthesia. It was the going under. It was the not knowing what's going on, you know, being out and like being in the hands of all these doctors that I didn't even know were gonna be in there. I knew the doctors that do surgeries have like a team when they do a surgery, but I thought it was like, you know, like 2 or 3 people in the room. No, it was like 6 freaking people. But I'll get into that. I keep getting ahead of myself. The day before the surgery, I what was it? I couldn't eat anything past midnight, and then the morning of the surgery, I couldn't drink anything past 8 a.m. So I was told to go to the hospital at noon on a Monday. Nothing in my stomach, nothing to even, you know, prevent dry mouth from being nervous and anxious and whatnot. But by the time I got to the hospital, I was starving. Your girl likes to eat. Your girl likes to have some fries, some chicken nuggets, some good pizza. And I had a big dinner the night before too, so I was surprised that I was so hungry, but it was probably just part of the stress from the surgery that made me even hungrier. I can't even see if this is still recording because I don't have my glasses on. I don't want to put them on because they feel heavy. I've been wearing them for like too long this weekend, but I was hangry. Like, Gord didn't even know what to do with me because I was just so wrapped up in hunger, and just like I was so hungry to the point that like that's all I was thinking about, that's all I was feeling. Like, my stomach hurt so much. I was just like, let's get this over with. I wasn't nervous anymore. I wasn't scared of the surgery anymore. I was like, I would rather be put under right now than be hungry. That's how bad it was. But at the same time, it was like I was expecting the surgery to be around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, which would have been a long waiting time for me. in the hospital in the waiting room for the surgery, but I don't know if I explained this in the appointment video, like I have TUMOURS video before the surgery video, but when I talked to the gyno, he had said that he wouldn't have any time. We're now in September. When this was happening, it was August, but he had said that he didn't have any surgical time, so like any time to put me in for a surgery until November. And that was really concerning for him and for me, obviously, because these cysts, as I said, were each the size of golf balls inside of me, and sooner or later they were going to cause an emergency. They were going to twist on me, they were going to do something, and then it would be like an emergency surgery anyway. So he was trying to figure out a way to get me in there faster. I had my appointment on, when was it? August 15th. And he ended up scheduling my surgery for 2 weeks after that, which is like unheard of, at least in this area, because for surgery you get put on like a wait list for so long. Let me catch my breath. So because of that, I thought the surgery would be later in the day, because he had said that he was going to squeeze me in there when he was done all his other surgeries. But I have a feeling he had a gap between surgeries that he ended up putting me in, because I was in there by 2:30. Like, they were getting me ready for the surgery at 1, which was only an hour after I was at the hospital. And they had already taken me to the back, right by, I guess, the surgery rooms at 2:30, which was when my surgery was scheduled for, I guess. According to his agenda of that day, and they said it would be an hour to an hour and a half, the entire procedure, which is kind of weird. It's like, what do they do for an hour and a half? I thought that was like a quick do-do-do-do, get it out, and like whatever, but apparently not. I also forgot to mention that I had like an entourage with me at the hospital. Both my parents were there, both my brothers were there, Gord was there, and my aunt and uncle were there, so that's 7 people that I had with me. So all of us together were 8 people in the waiting room. Surgeries, I guess, are a huge deal for my family. Like, it is a huge deal to me too, but I guess in the history of my family, whenever anyone's having surgery, you want to make sure you're there for them and support them and, you know, tell them good luck and see them right before the surgery and right after and whatnot. So that was really nice to have that support with me. Going into the surgery, like my little cheerleaders, my dad actually came back from the States to be here with me during this time. But yeah, so basically I go into the surgery room, I get introduced to these 6 different doctors that are in there. I get introduced to I already knew the gyno from my appointment, but I get introduced to the anesthesiologist, I think that's the proper word. They asked me a couple questions. It was very quick. Like, if I sound like I'm saying this quick, it's because it happened very quickly. Like, this was like under a minute. They put me on this like step stool beside the table. They asked me my name. They asked me my birth date. They asked me what we're doing today, and I answered, you know, Vanessa, and today's, or not today. My birthday is September 15, 1993, and we're doing a, what do they call it? It's cystectomy, I think it was called. Like I said in my last video, they weren't able to do a laparoscopic surgery, which means 2 small incisions because of the cyst's size. They were too large for that. They had to do a whole incision. So I didn't know the terminology for it, but the doctors are like, whatever, she knows what's happening. So basically, they stand me up on the step stool. This one doctor's like doing something with my gown, because I had already changed into hospital gear, and then they put me on the bed. They put like this, what was it, like cardboard? No, not cardboard. It's like kind of like wood. I don't know. I have no idea. It all happened so fast. But they basically put like this thing on my stomach. I laid down, and you guys, this was like an execution bed. I swear. There was like the arm things, and then they put my arms like this. I can't remember if they strapped them down, but my arms were like this. My IV was already in from the nurses previously, and they just laid me down like that. I don't remember much after that. Like, it all happened so fast. The last thing I remember hearing was basically, we're gonna give you something to relax now, and then I was like, I was out. Like, I feel like when they told me that, they had already put it in, because it hit me like that. I was out in a second. Like, I wasn't even nervous. I was just like, okay, this is happening. And the one regret I have, the biggest regret I have out of the entire thing was that I didn't, because before the surgery, I thought there was going to be a little more time. They were going to get me a little bit more prepared and let me know what was happening. The only thing they told me that before the surgery, I forgot about this, was that they were going to put a tube inside of me to make sure I was breathing, I guess, and then like they hooked up those like things, you'll see it in the surgery video, to my nose as well, and they said that as they put the tube in me, there's whatever % chance, I don't remember even what they said, of my teeth chipping since I'm going to be under or something. And I'm like, okay, as I'm like already being sedated and sedated, is that the right word? No, probably not. As I'm already being put under, I'm like, what? I didn't sign up for this. But you do have to like sign stuff before. They didn't really give me a chance to read it. They're just like, oh, this is just hospital rules, blah blah blah. I had to like sign off my life basically for like, they needed to do a blood transfusion. They could do that and I gave permission, whatever. So basically I go under, they do their thing, and I wake up to someone tapping me like this, Vanessa, wake up. And I'm like, oh. For some time I couldn't remember if I woke up, if someone woke me up, but I remember now for sure, like someone went like this and was like, wake up, wake up, wake up. And I was like, where am I? And they're like, you just came out of surgery, how are you feeling? And I'm like, I'm okay. And the very first thing I said was, can I see my family? And the nurse said, no, not quite yet, you just came out of surgery. And then she was doing some paperwork as I was waking up. I was told nothing. Like, I honestly didn't like the amount of detail they didn't give me because I have no idea what happened. I have no idea how it went. I don't know if they're supposed to keep that confidential or what, but like, I wanted to know more. And I feel like still to this day, I don't know much about what happened. And I asked her at this point, like, can I see the cysts? Even though I was out of it, I knew, like, I want to see them. Like, they took these huge tumors out of me. I want to see what they look like. I've lived with them my entire life. I was born with them and everything. Where are they? And she just said, oh, it's already sent off to pathology. And I'm like, no picture, no video, nothing? Like, nothing? They're just gone? I was almost sad. Like, it was a bad thing that I had these inside of me, but I was almost sad that I didn't get to see them go. You know, like, they were a part of me. The next thing she says is, would you like a popsicle? Are you thirsty? And I'm like, yes. As soon as I heard food, I was like, yes. She was like, do you want cherry, lime, or do you want grape? And I was like, grape. So she gave me a popsicle. It was white, and I'll put the footage here, very short footage, but I'll slow it down so you guys can see more in detail what I'm doing. And I'm just like, They literally rolled me out on the bed while I'm sucking on this popsicle, and I'm just like, like, I must have looked like a freaking idiot. I wish they would have, like, my family would have gotten more footage of when it came out, because I was so out of it that I don't even remember it. I only remember what is seen in the surgery video, like what footage Gord got after they had put me in. It wasn't a room, it was more like a huge area where, like, rooms were like separated by curtains, so they had put me in there. And then that's when all the visiting began. They said everything went fine. They said my ovaries are saved. They've thinned out, just like the doctor said in the appointment audio that was in the surgery video, but they just said, you know, you're gonna require, this is gonna require a hospital stay. So yeah, all the visits started from then. My cousins came to see me, another aunt came to see me. I had a bunch of people in and out of there visiting me. Gord's parents, you name it, everyone was there. Gord's parents brought me flowers and a Frosty. Like, it was just so nice to have all that support, and I was feeling so much pain and needed meds for like a while after the surgery. Like, for the first 3 days, I was asking for meds like constantly, and it was every 4 hours, but they would give me 2 Advils and 2 Tylenols. I don't know if there were stronger doses, but like, I would take them all at once, and then if they would tell me that if that wasn't enough, to ask for Oxy. At first I thought it was Oxycontin, but it's actually oxycodone, which is spelled with a D and then O-N-E at the end. But anyways, that really helped with the pain. So I was on that for a while. I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself. I was so scared to go to the bathroom. I remember the first time they tried getting me up. I don't know if it was the same day or it was the day later. I think it was the same day. And I had this huge pad over my incision, and I tried getting up. The nurse and my dad were trying to help me up to go to the washroom, and I remember sitting up and just being so dizzy, so woozy and confused. I suddenly got sweaty and nauseous, and I thought I was gonna pass out. Like, it was bad, and I was like, no, put me back. So they're like, okay, and they're like holding me by here because I can't move myself. So I just laid back down and calmed down. This is when I was like, you know what, like, I don't know where my mom was at this point, but she wasn't at the hospital. She went to go do something, and I was like, I'm waiting for my mom to come here. I'm probably gonna cry in the bathroom, so I need my mom here. I freaking love that woman. Not like my dad wasn't any help. My dad was amazing as well, but, you know, girl stuff, like I'm going to the bathroom. So once my mom got there, I got, you know, the strength to get up again, and I was much better. I still had to be held, like, basically, like, baby steps. I was taking the little tiny steps to the bathroom, and then, you know, I went to the bathroom. It was a little bit painful. I was a little bit bloody, but nothing too serious. I was wearing, like, these huge granny panties that they gave me in the hospital, and then I slowly but surely got back to my bed. Now later on, I got a little bit more strength as well, and my brother and my cousin actually helped me, you know, walk up and down the hallway very slowly like a grandma. I wish there was videos of that too, but I was just trying to get things going, you know, because they had said to me I had to pee and poo successfully to get out of the hospital, and I'm like, I don't feel like I'm gonna poop anytime soon, so let's get things moving. So we did that. We walked around. There's no footage of that, that's why I'm mentioning it. And then I went back. It was very hard to sleep. I was in a lot of pain for a very long time, but by the second day at nighttime was when I was like, I'm good. Like, I want to go. I asked my dad, I'm like, can we go? And it was too late. It was like 10 p.m. and he was like, there's no way they're letting you go. You have to talk to the doctor before you go home and whatnot. And I was so mad. I remember being so done and being like, I just want to go home. Like, I'm so done with this. I remember being like pretty bratty, like with the food. I was like, no, someone get me something else. As you could see in the video, the hospital food wasn't the best. But the next morning was when they basically said, are you feeling fine? Are you passing gas? And are you peeing? And I said, yes. And this was one of the resident doctors that was with, you know, the surgery team in there with me, so I knew her, and she, you know, knew what was supposed to be going on. The nurse just had general knowledge of the whole thing, but she basically said, that's okay if you haven't pooped. I thank God, because I thought I was gonna have to poop before I got there, and it would have been like forever. I only just pooped like on Friday, so I would have been there from like Monday to Friday, but instead I was only there from Monday to Wednesday. And she said I could be discharged that day. They were gonna send me home with meds. I had to be, I have a list. These are my post-surgery rules. So it says watery, reddish, brown vaginal discharge. This is so gross, I know, but is normal for 2 to 3 weeks. I've thankfully not had any of that except the first time I went to the washroom, only a little tiny bit, but that's fine. Avoid vigorous physical activity for 7 days. And then this is just general surgery rules, I guess. Do not drive, operate a vehicle or power equipment for 24 hours. Do not make important business or personal decisions or sign important papers for 24 hours. Limit your activities for 24 hours. It is important to rest following a general anesthetic. Do not stay alone. A responsible adult should stay with you during the first 24 hours. Your doctor will contact you to let you know about any important results. This follow-up could take a week, which I can comment on. I haven't heard anything. I don't know if I'm supposed to contact them. I don't know if they're supposed to contact me. Here they have a policy of like basically no news is good news, which I don't like. I still like knowing what the hell happened to my cysts. Like, were they cancerous? Were they malignant? Were they benign? Like, what happened? Do not play any sports or engage in heavy lifting, 10 pounds or more, until your doctor says it's okay, approximately 1 to 2 weeks. Moving and walking will help you recover faster. As you feel stronger, you will be able to take longer walks. And it's been a week now since my surgery, week exactly tomorrow, and I am walking fine. I'll get into the days after I was discharged in a second. And that says, talk to your doctor about when you can return to work. I'm probably going to go on light work once I go back to work, but we'll get to that. Work is very flexible with me, thank God. Shower after 24 hours or when you feel safe to do so, but avoid baths and swimming and spa pools for at least 2 weeks after surgery. You can have a bath again after your incisions have healed. Use external protection pads, no tampons, for 2 to 3 weeks or until the bleeding has stopped. Keep your incisions dry until your first shower. You may remove any plastic bandages at the same time. Let the soap and water run over your incisions, but do not scrub. Be sure to rinse well. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I have no stitches, no staples. It's just, I guess they glued it up and then taped over it, which you graphically saw in the surgery video at the end if you wished to do so. I do have a caution right before that scene because some people might be like, ew, but be sure to rinse well, pat dry, do not rub. You can leave your incisions open to the air, but if clothing irritates it, you can put a dry bandage over it. Do not apply creams or ointments unless your doctor says it's okay. If you have paper strips, sterile strips over your incisions, which I think is what I have, like the little tapes, do not remove them. If they fall off, you can leave them off and they're still on. Oh, and if they're still on after 1 week, remove them. So that's what I'm doing. I'm probably removing them tomorrow. Start with liquids and progress to your regular diet if you don't feel sick to your stomach, which I haven't. Thank God I haven't been nauseous at all. The only time I got nauseous was when I had a really gross bite of hospital food, and I was like, for the first time in my life, thought I was going to throw up from, like, ew. Drink plenty of fluids in the first 24 hours. Avoid alcoholic beverages for 24 hours as alcohol enhances the effects of anesthesia, sedation, and pain medications. Eat foods that are high in fiber, fruit, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains. So they sent me home with that on Wednesday. Everyone, again, was visiting me. Wednesday was actually Gord's dad's birthday, so we actually hosted a dinner here. It was delicious. Gord replicated a meal that I really love from a restaurant that we went to in Niagara that I unfortunately didn't get footage of in the Niagara vlog because I was kind of drunk. But anyways, it was a lovely night. Thursday, the next day, my cousins from Woodstock, their baby, and more cousins and aunts and uncles came and visited me all day. Poor Gord has had to put up with my family basically living here for like a week because I'm such a suck when I'm sick or feel pain or like don't feel well. Like I want the most snuggles. Some people are like, oh, I just don't want to see anyone. I'm the type to just like, everyone come snuggle me. So the more people the better. Like it was distracting me from the pain. It was getting me to move around, not too much at first because the first and second day I was very uncomfortable. Like we got home and Gord was like, no, before we got home, Gord was like, oh, we should go right to like get your prescription. And I'm like, no, I just want to get to my house. So I got home, I had a nap, Gord and I played a magic game, and then in the middle of it I was like, we need to go. I am in so much pain. So I went with him very slowly like an old lady, walked myself to the pharmacy from the car. I didn't walk there, but anyways, he drove me there and we got the meds and whew, thank God. I was waking up throughout the night with pain and taking the medication. It was a very uncomfortable first and second day after I left the hospital. Even though I felt great at the hospital and was ready to leave, once I got home, it was like, ugh. I felt great at the hospital because I was taking medication there. So it was great to have medication at home as well to soothe the pain. And then I also bought Restore Lax in order to, you know, soften the stool for me to go to the washroom because I did not feel like going to the washroom. Like, I didn't feel anything in there. I did not think it was happening anytime soon. And I didn't want it to come out, like, painfully either. So that helped a lot. It wasn't until the Friday that I actually had a bowel movement. So Monday was the surgery. Wednesday was when I went home. Friday was when I was finally able to discharge. Friday we just hung out. We were supposed to have friends over, but that was not possible. I can't remember why. And then yesterday I had my mom over all day. She helped me. I was really, this is gonna sound so like I'm such a baby, but like I don't care. I love my mommy and I will love her to the death and allow her to help me and ask her to help me when I need it. I had not showered yet after the surgery. I didn't want to. I was scared. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I didn't feel the strength to like actually stand in the shower and like raise my arms up. Like now I can raise my arms, but before it was like, oh, you know, like I didn't want to stretch any of this. My abs hurt so much. This up here hurts so much from using, you know, overcompensating the muscles up here from not using down here. So I was like, Mommy, please help me shower today. So she did. She brought me a chair so I could sit down in the bathtub, and she put the shower head above me, washed my hair, like helped me shower. I'm so grateful for that woman. She does everything that I need and want. So supportive. And I also got a flashback of when she used to do this for my grandma, because my grandma used to sit in the bathtub and, you know, bathe herself until she was like, got stubborn and said like, I can do it myself. And then my mom wouldn't help her anymore, but she would always check up on her. So I was like, oh, does this remind you of anything? And she's like, oh yeah. R.I.P. Grandma. I love you. But yeah, and then the rest of the day I organize and clean the house a little bit. It's really nice to have this time off to like get stuff done. Although I can't do much, it just I felt so unproductive and I felt so sad. I wanted to cry because I'm like, I want to do stuff and I can't do it myself. And Gord was going out and running errands for me and I felt so bad, and he was like, it's fine, like just rest and relax and recover. So I was like, oh, thank God. The 3 R's. But yeah, yesterday was really great. I got a lot done with my mom. And then that has left us to today. I think yesterday in the morning was the first day that I didn't wake up during the night. So like Friday night was my first good sleep and I was more flexible. I woke up way more able and I can walk around normally. I'm not like walking around like this. I can like walk normally now. I will say I definitely miss certain things right now. We're almost there. It's been a week. One more week till I can probably be fully able, but I definitely miss like singing and dancing and working, making money. I'm so freaking broke right now because I took all of August off because we were on vacation, whatever. I had saved up that money for all those vacations, but like it's still like the time that I don't work is time I'm not making money, so a little bit broke right now. But I miss my independence. I miss being able to drive myself places and like get things done that I need to do. It's a very busy time of the year. I need to like renew stuff. I need to register for different things for school and like legal, you know, government stuff that you have to do, legal responsibilities that like I haven't been able to do. I've had to get Gord to help me with a lot of it and do a lot of stuff online and whatever, which makes it so hard because how can man be so good and you not be able to have sex with him? I miss it so much. We couldn't even snuggle for the longest time. We finally were able to snuggle last night, but like he doesn't want to hurt me, so he like hugs me like this and it's like leave room for Jesus. I hate that I have to fake cough, fake laugh, and fake sneeze. I have things written down. If you see me looking down, it's because I have things written down. I didn't want to miss anything out of like my experience, but I have to fake cough, fake laugh, and fake sneeze because it hurts so much to press and like, you know, like make that like tension down there. It hurts so much. The first time and second time I sneezed after the surgery was like yesterday, and it came out of nowhere, and I was like in agony for 5 minutes straight after. Like Gord was like so concerned because I was like, oh, and like in tears. Like it hurts so much to sneeze, and I sneezed twice yesterday. After that, anytime I saw a sneeze coming, which thankfully it was a sneeze that you could see coming, some of them just like achoo, coming out of nowhere, but I like was able to prevent my sneezes because I couldn't do it. I hate the fact that I'm gonna have a scar. I know, ungrateful, because the surgery went well and I'm still complaining about a scar, but still, like, it kind of sucks having a scar down there. Like, yeah, it's gonna be below the bikini line, but still, like, I have to live with it now. I feel like I literally had like a C-section and I'm only 25, but I guess people have C-sections by the time they're 25, but I didn't. Like, I had a surgery for like tumors. Like, that's crazy. What I definitely love is all the family and friends that visited me, that loved me, that cared for me, that supported me. One of the times I went to the washroom actually in the hospital, my aunt helped me, which was so nice of her. I feel like through this I've bonded and gotten so much closer to a lot of my family and friends who care about me for real. All the good wishes and support from you guys has been really helpful as well. Thank you so much for everything and for watching out for me. Clark has been a freaking sweetheart. It's actually weird that he's not here right now. I think he's looking out the window, but like the whole time since I've been home, he's been like right here snuggling with me. Like, he's never been so snuggly before. Like, he'll snuggle you when he wants to, but like he's just been on me all the time. He puts his little head like right here between my shoulder and my face, and he's never done that before. Like, he's so sweet and snuggly. It's the cutest thing. He's like protecting his mom. When I got home, one of the things I did was like, he was, you know, I was laying down like this and he was sitting right here just looking at me like, you seem off, mama. And I literally like just went like this and showed him so he knew, because I was hoping he wouldn't like jump on my stomach and be gentle with me. So I showed him and he kind of sniffed it, and I swear to God, dogs know. Because ever since, he's been like such a sweetheart. He's been right by my side. He's been so protective over me, and Gord almost thinks he's depressed because all he's done is like sleep and like be right by me and not do much. He hasn't really played. He sometimes doesn't even want to go outside. He'll be cuddling with me and Gord will like, you know, flash the leash at him and he's just like, what, bro? It's the cutest freaking thing to watch, I swear. And last but not least, I am definitely grateful for my quick recovery. I did not think I was going to be feeling this good a week later. I thought the 2 following weeks after my surgery were going to be like a nightmare, and I was going to be struggling. Like, not that I'm 100% yet, but like I feel way better than I thought I would, and I'm so thankful for that, that like I didn't have to, you know, endure pain and be really uncomfortable for like 2 weeks straight, because I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? I already can't drive, I already can't do like, you know, vigorous physical activity or work, and like my dad's driving me to school this week because I start school this week. So I'm really grateful how everything turned out. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say for my post-surgery thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a lot from it. I know I did. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, because as you already know, it's free. And I'll see you guys next time.